slow, you can actually like reapply that and stuff. Makes it very annoying to play into. And Mr. Maposhka on the disruptor, getting dropped down. Incorrect. Getting first blood on your mid. That's pretty good last I checked, Trent.
Yes, it is indeed. It's a significant bonus here. He actually has bottle gold in 50 if he wants. Or, you know, you buy other stats and try and bully the lane a little bit harder.
Which isn't a bad idea against Tiny with 0 armor. So Toronto Tokyo playing on that one. Mira's actually stalking around up top side. They're leaving 3 heroes here. Oh, dude, if they punish Petishar at the start, oh, this could be really bad. Yeah, Petishar is in trouble. Bringing on down the Veno.
This draft was ending, and you said it's a lyrical draft. You know, it's either Veno or Darkseer. Veno or Darkseer. It looks good, but you actually do the same thing to Veno and Darkseer level 1, just like that, because it is so free. It's the freest kill when you leave your support like this and you come out of the trees, because they can't do anything. Darkseer only has Iron Shell. Veno's only going to have, like, Gale or Plague Ward or Poison Sting. I mean, really, they always have Gale. It's free. You know, just don't get triple Galed. Kills easy.
See,
and then you go back and help your other lane.
I thought you were going to say that this looked like my games where I give up first blood or, you know, they immediately die when I come to lane. But I appreciate the sort of,
it's
you know,
just the nature of your heroes. It's not your fault.
Okay, of course. Yeah, the heroes are
playing other heroes. Yeah.
It's usually the teams, but the teammates, but now it's the heroes. I like this.
Well, sometimes the teammates are pretty good and you have to find someone else to blame.
You know what else is pretty good, Trent? Look at these lanes and the start that TSpirit has across the board. 6 and 6 on the Tiny against Ankrad's Puck. He is giving it to him.
This is the matchup for Tiny. This is one of the reasons why Tiny rose to prominence in terms of a core role. I'd say at the start of the patch, it felt like China was really trying to force Hero a lot of position 4 and finding good success. And then as Puck grew more and more powerful, well, actually, in truth, it was mostly because like the Dawnbreakers and the Marcies started taking up a lot of the ban slots for the Puck. So Puck made it into more games, and teams started opting for this Tiny counterpick in the mid lane because you just body the first wave so hard.
Yeah, and it sort of can set that tempo for a while, and obviously Ankrad needing to sort of, actually I feel like I've seen some against Tiny go for like a point in waning rift to try and like out damage spam him, but regardless, in this case we'll see if it ends up working for him. Trying to get into the Null Talisman after that bottle.
Top here, some damage on the Maposhka, but a little glimpse back there, no chance of the Starbreaker. Speaking of the Starbreaker, it's a pretty good lane for Starbreaker this time. Sometimes you have like a little low cooldown stun that can sort of mess you up, but no real option here other than like, I guess you can try and stop the mobility, right? Like maybe an eventual kinetic field or just an Earth Shock from the Ursa will be there because for some reason he has mobility on that spell.
Mira getting some good damage here on the Slayer. Wanted to get up close and personal with the battery assault, but is going to end up paying the price. That isn't enough, has to salve. And Slayer still dies to this. Yes, that tree was not big enough. Oh, that hurts.
Huh. He like he saw him through the line, huh?
Got a top vision. Petishar gets the kill. I mean, I think that the kill though on Clock is worse, right? Because he doesn't have a TP now. He's having to smoke out to lane. On the Clockwerk.
Don't tell your team. You don't say anything, by the way. If this is you, don't ever speak a word. It's not going to help anything, okay? Because like 8 minutes from now, when they're like, oh guys, you gotta like smoke jungles. We're gonna have a smoke. You shut up. All right?
Yeah. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Must be bugs.
Gotta do. I mean, he got the bounty room from the salve. It was kind of expensive. Cost him a salve and a smoke. But yeah, and more importantly, they killed Yadro, right? That's good. That's a morale boost right there.
That's what's needed. Tokyo able to sneak that water run. Oh, and then Mira's there to take the other one. Yo, Mira has been having a good series so far. Very impressive performance so far on the Sky. And of course, his Tiny last game was clutch.
Just hoping you can't hear that piano right now. My son belting it out up there. All right, that's good. I said make sure. We're good.
I love that though. That's good.
Yeah. He's a prodigy. You know.
Does he have a favorite song? Well, is it not a song that's going? Okay, got it. More of a
not quite. He's more of a disruptor, if you know what I'm saying.
I like that. Bignum, ooh, might end up paying the price there a little bit. So they both die simultaneously, but Mira making the rotation, trying to bring down Petushara, but will manage to TP back home. Gets the urn completed.
Mira, yeah, seriously, he is everywhere right now. And now this time he's running with the vision too after providing a little bit of support up here. You're not going to have a great idea that this was actually warded. Yeah, what's he waiting for?
Uh-oh. Down bottom? No, they can't do anything here. Collapse should be fine. Gets the Timber Chain through, kills the creep. I guess that this is part of the reason Mira can do all this, right? Is you're playing with the Timbersaw. And he's just making moves.
Yeah, they actually watched that ward get placed too. Thanks to his previously placed wards. That one up top will get dewarded eventually on the pillar from Mind Games. So now Bignum in trouble. Nice. Only level 1 glimpse, so they do have to close the gap here if they want to get this kill. That might be Bignum's saving grace right now. But it's all 3 cores of TSpirit, top of the chart, both in last hits and net worth.
As Bignum is going to be killed off here. Can they get it without the glimpse? No. So glimpse will come out. Mapochka takes some good damage. You can see Petushara is also racking up the deep, but Toronto Tokyo makes the rotation. They bring 4 top. This is how you deal with the Veno. Just bring the team.
And what's crazy is that if he just had 1 urn charge, right? Like Yadaro's dead, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's not getting that ball rolling. And when you're not getting those charges, you can't get a couple kills, keep stacking up. And Ankrad, of course, now has nothing to rotate to because there's 4 heroes top, nothing to do down bottom, so he's going to just like steal a bounty rune at the very least.
Top tower is under attack.
But as Puck, you're looking for those situations, right? Like you want a TP and die for that, but he couldn't find it. He is going to run to Mira here. Panic phase shifts the second he sees him, though. And now he doesn't get anything.
That's really unfortunate. And that thing that you're talking about not getting the ball rolling, this is the timing when it needs to happen because Yadaro's about to have enrage, and then you really can't get a kill as Veno.
No, and then if you start falling off and you're sort of like reduce the jungle a little bit out of this lane as Venomancer, then they're going to get Roche. Like, he wants to be controlling this area of the map.
Does get an urn charge there, but Petushara gonna lose his life afterwards.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Getting a quick kill afterwards. The coil dropped onto Toronto Tokyo. They brought numbers top, but this time Ankrad there to try and turn it around. Unfortunately, Bignum is still going to be killed. So Hadaro 2, 1, and 4 on the Ursa, and Collapse has just got a free lane bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Not
attack.
the best. I mean, I guess Dino's into the jungle at the very least, and this farm, you know, you got fans, treads, a wand, so the farm speed isn't too bad. But I feel like Ankrad, like, still doing really well in the CS. I mean, he's second overall in terms of the last hits, but he's so close to finding these kills. He just can't
Radiant's
quite
top
get there.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, not quite the damage. Tokyo goes on in. He gets the invis rune though, so a bottle refill for the Puck. Much needed.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Unfortunately,
attack.
that's all he's going to get. He can't even use this power rune because he just needs to make his way through the charges and try and keep some semblance of safety of his towers by just spamming out these waves. Slayer also moving through some vision down bottom as he tries to wrap around on Collapse. So
Bignum's
no
dead
real
again.
threat, and yeah, it's looking a lot like game 1 for poor Bignum.
Yeah, that's a rough one. And you can see there, gets hit with the Gale and then immediately just enrages it off. So maybe there's an opportunity there that Mind Games could make a move and try and punish the enrage cooldown. We'll see.
Yeah, Ankrad maybe will TP after refilling. Probably your best bet. You know, Slayer's getting levels down bottom. That's nice. He might get 6 before Tome because of this. That'll really help out Bignum because Bignum is not even level 5 yet.
Slayer has to dodge here though. It's a little scary. And Collapse looking, trying to hunt and find him in there, but he headed up to the north. So heads up play by the clock to not get found over there. And Toronto Tokyo hunting Dino. They find him. Slayer makes the move and a nice little catch. He walked through that ward. A very good bait from the Medusa, and that sets up for an easy pickoff.
Pretty painful, just losing your mid like for free like that. Did they get anything up top in the meantime? And they're sort of moving towards the triangle, but Petushara is level 6 at this point, so very hard to contest him in the tree line.
Are scanning.
Bignum lets them know, hey, they're up in our triangle right now, but there's no stacks to take, so it's not a major loss. But it is really tempting to go fight if you're Aincrad. Again, you're Puck. Like, this is your bread and butter. You want these heroes invading. But he doesn't quite have the damage with him. He doesn't have like a high DPS support to try and get kills with Coil right now.
No. Slayer's the best bet at that, and that's not great either.
No, that's rough.
Might be dead. Aincrad makes the move. Battery assault. Trying to trade over. They have enough to get anything here. Maposhka going to be isolated, and it looks like he will die. Hook shot through, but still is going to be brought down on Slayer.
Okay, but that was so sick though, because like I thought Collapse was for sure going to use the chakram into the cogs, and that's why he was doing that, right? To try and live, but Collapse too good. I mean, he was like so fast to react to that. I just instantly chase him down. And in the meanwhile,
Roshan has fallen to the
Bear Man. So first stage is 10 minutes. Get that timer going to get that shard pretty soon afterwards.
Yeah, that's right. You want it as early as you can.
Dire's top tower.
Hopefully something that your opponents don't take advantage of when you're playing Ursa here. But again, Trolltugger, this time he brought back up. Same spot, same tree he's going to wrap around. Much more successful.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, well played. They just drop everything there, Mystic Flare to boot to make sure they get that kill on the puck. So a 3K gold lead this time for TSpirit. Granted, it's not as bad as last game, considering that they, you know, are at least not running an Alchemist with this type of a deficit. But still pretty rough.
Great vision. I'm push down the one on the river. If he checks this high ground as well as kinetic, which he does, more wards, 2 obs down. That's partly why Trolltugger was so confident doing this. Up top, they're gonna get the Aegis. They're gonna get the Aegis for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Do they get to deny?
There it
they
goes.
They don't even need to.
He's not even gonna lose it.
Oh man, that's unfortunate. That's a very painful one. Well, clock goes down again. In the mid lane, can they get Maposhka? It does not look like it. And in fact, with Static Storm, they maybe could have turned there on the Medusa, but don't feel like they need to.
We're in a very interesting game state right now, though, because like Trolltugger just wants to do this thing where he just runs in. He's trying to find this Medusa, go for kills with this Skywrath Mage. Aincrad, instead of trying to play with his team and go for like Coil setup kills, he's spending a lot of time on the lanes as well, trying to keep his own farm up. Like, he's not getting it from kills, and he kind of knows that's not going to happen. I think, again, because he sort of lacks good coordination with his Dream Coil this game, he doesn't have, you know, like a Finger of Death or something like that they can just like initiate, kill, move on to the next target. So he's more concerned with getting his own damage to the Witchblade and just sort of delaying things for his Medusa, which is totally viable. But the question is, how strong will your combined team be at that second Roche, which is, as you mentioned, probably going to be a big part of how the game's decided.
Coil, Dawnbreaker ulti, trying to stay alive. This is actually pretty good. Toronto Tokyo, though, gets away barely, and Yadro lives through, Collapse, runs through, finds both. Aincrad dies. It was looking good for a moment, but in the end, TSpirit come out on top. What a freaking fabulous ulti from Maposhka.
Yeah, truly. I mean, things do look good, and that's kind of how you have to play it when you're going against this Dawnbreaker. You got to drop everything, and you can't ask for anything more from your disruptor than that. Like, no items at this point in the game to help you out. You just got to be in the right position at the right time, and he certainly was. He does drop an obs in the range that sensor, though, so they're gonna get that back as that's a good punish. Oh, poor Medusa.
Maposhka with one of those my circle's bigger moments in terms of the ulti, and then taking away all of the farm, and Dino can farm up the well, let's look at the stack there on the Pine Cones, the Warpine Raiders. Meanwhile, back towards mid, Aincrad just getting pushed out, but Slayer wanting to make a little bit of a counterplay. Mira in some trouble. Slayer still taking through that invis Mystic Flare, and Bignum also ends up going down to Yadro. The Diffusal Blade making its presence felt now.
Not expecting the bear, it would seem, at that point. Another minute and a half on this Aegis. They want to try and use that to take down this mid-tier 1 tower. Could be a pretty solid goal for TSpirit at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower
Trolltugger has his blink. He's hunting. He has found himself a target. Not quite enough damage on Aincrad, though.
Whoa. Try to do some fancy illusion play there. Not going to happen. And Toronto Tokyo gets out after the TP in from Slayer. The hook shot available for him. They're just feeling so free right now.
All right, so now Coil's gonna be down as they just try to kill that time. Well, actually, it's more of a saving Coil, I suppose. But either way, like, you're hoping for a smoke play. They're gonna do it anyway, so they want to make use of the Solar Guardian. That's the plan right now, right? Initiate Solar Guardian, Hux damage. Here we go.
But again, the ulti coming in from Disruptor won't be enough to save him this time. Yadaro still willing to run in and fight. If they're not careful, the glimpse pulls him back in, and Slayer gets eaten up by the bear. Still holding on to that Diffusal Blade. Ankrad jaunts out, gets
Only
away.
10 seconds. Any timers?
Another glimpse? Nah.
Would have been pretty tempting, you know? Like, they had so much vision in the area, but that's going to be dewarded now.
Yeah, I don't know. Collapse is also showing mid, so yeah, there was a possibility they could have gone for it.
But they're going to keep waiting for their Medusa. The Snake Lady herself still hitting creeps. 0-1-1. Rather successfully, I would say, considering the state of this game. I think Dino's done a pretty good job finding farm.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, the game plan for him doesn't really change that much. Toss back to Veno. He gets the ulti off, but don't know if that's going to be enough. Toronto Tokyo isolated away from the rest of the squad. Mystic Flare down. Good chunk of damage. Collapse comes through for the finish, and they will bring down Toronto Tokyo, but it comes at another cost. And now Dino, I mean, he's got to be careful too. This is a Diffusal Ursa. With Enrage back up again in a moment, they decide they don't want to take that fight, and TSpirit back out. So 3 for 1, 9-19.
I wish Petrichar had more surrounding plague wards there, not just all directly under the tower. Like, at least maybe you have a chance of catching that Tiny. I think he was smoked anyway, but, like, you know, maybe the smoke pops a little bit early before the blink and everything. You have a chance to stop that from happening. It feels like it's very little cost to send a couple plague wards on the side within the last 40 seconds, and you're dedicated to try and hold the tier 1 tower.
Yeah. Yeah, they got there and wasn't quite in time. The setup ends up getting punished, and they lose the mid. Petrichar trying to get in towards the Sange into the eventual halberd. But you just look at the items that are starting to get built up on everybody else. You got Blink Ursa. You know, Toronto Tokyo's, his farm is kind of stalled out a bit, but you know, you're more than made up for by the Timbersaw now too, who's almost got a Yule Scepter on top of Sange Kaya.
That is actually crazy. The collapse is close to hopping right over Yadaro right now. Yeah, he actually does. He's now on top. But there's the stalled up farm on Toronto Tokyo.
Now, and the Dawnbreaker ulti coming in. Combos right on top of Collapse. Although, I don't know if Bignum actually wants to be here anymore. They keep going for more. Can they bring him down? Glimpse pulls him back in. Silence afterwards. Starbreaker, nope.
I told you to stop getting better.
Oh, that feels bad.
My god. That was like going for the dunk and just getting stuffed. You got posterized right there.
The Kembe Matumbo. Just call Collapse that.
Yadaro. Oh no. Oh man, his mana was dropping fast.
Gets turned, the enrage, the chase, one more punch, and a monster kill streak. There's a reason the bears eat up the snakes. This is a spooky one, man.
That stuff. Well, that's yeah, true. That early Roche could be coming up now any second. 35 seconds. Oh, I'm so close.
Whoa. Nicely done. 38. Wow.
Pointing. One of these days.
You'll get it.
My odds, they're pretty good, you know. To cast enough games at some point.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, you'll get it eventually. Exactly. Now, mind games are already set up in this area. They know that you give up the second Roche, the game just becomes untenable at that point. So they are trying to do everything they can to build into defending this area.
All right, so winning the second Roche fight. If they could hookshot the Disruptor, that would be huge. Just force a bad Miposhka ulti, because he's been clutching out these fights. I think that's a pretty solid goal for them at the moment.
Okay.
The other problem is that Ankrad is so close to Blink. Like, his hero, he has so much empty net worth right now. And empty value on this hero because of the huge jump up that you're going to get with this Blink Dagger. So it's frustrating that you're needing to fight right now.
And they did just see that Roche respawned, so mind games with this smoke. They know that they need to take this fight and win it. And TeamSpirit not aware that Roche is up yet. Although, will they?
Radiant's middle tower is under
Like you
attack.
said, they're really close to so many of these timings. You would love to get an opportunity here. Smoke. TeamSpirit. Head up to the high ground. Pedushara, they jump right at the start from collapse. Now the smoke breaks. Needs to get out of there, but the jump in. Toronto Tokyo blows up Ankrad. Veno ulti hits onto one. I don't know if it gets worse than that. That is a rough one.
Incoming.
It's one of those situations where you're just like, yeah, it's fine, we'll stay here, and then when the smoke pops, we'll have a ward. So like the smoke pops, and you have a ward, and it's like, well, now what do we do? You know, Ankrad obviously got jumped on way too fast. Nice Timbersaw attempt there from the Veno, but you know, Pedushara still gonna go down. Yadro getting really low versus this Roche. He's a little scarier than the other guy.
Yeah, Slayer eventually going to go down. So TeamSpirit still fighting while it's taking 2 to finish off the Roche, and they are going to get him. And meanwhile, Dino silence, pops the Manta, slowed by the Chakram, and they're going to go for more. They have Glimpse still, pulls him right on back in, and well, pops ulti finally. Turn, Ankrad, the heal coming through along with the damage. Do they have enough though? Jump forward, chasing, trying to kill off of Poshka. Gets another. Okay, and Collapse now also maybe a bit too far forward. Got the turn. Persevere, wants the battle. Gale pops in rage afterwards. Has double rounds of it with the Earth Shock. Slowed, burning, little bit by bit. Can they burn through this Aegis? They do get it with the flare. Maybe Mind Games have something here. With only 2 left, there's an opportunity. Avalanche trying to get one out of there. Can they chase any more pushback on the Collapse? They're going to bring down this Timbersaw, most likely, unless he just kills them all, maybe. Mystic flare down, almost enough. They do kill the Timber. Clockwerk also starting to drop Slayer. He gets the stick charges off. Just barely in time. Not bad, not bad. Dude, the power of Venodusa.
Radiant's
You run
top
into him,
tower
it's
is under
dangerous.
attack.
What do you even have in it? TSpirit just continued to push during the Roshing, and then they just sort of continued that fight for some kind of odd reason. A little ambitious. And yeah, so they lose that Aegis. I mean, they did manage to, of course, get the shard on Yadro, and that's great. And he doesn't die a second time thanks to the Blink Avalanche there from Toronto Tokyo. But to then lose Collapse, like we know he's a big
Radiant
deal.
are
A lot of
scattered.
gold. That was Medusa who got it too. 726 gold for her. And she put a lot of damage in that fight too.
Yeah, she's I think gonna buy the talisman here. Maybe we'll see if she decides to go for that. But the butterfly is gonna be a nice answer against the Ursa.
Actually,
At
she
least
didn't get the
some
kill.
extent.
She was just involved in so many kills in that situation that she came in on top in terms of gold. That's crazy. Veno was the one who got the kill.
Dire are scanning.
Well, he got his halberd at the very least in 35 gold.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I don't know. There's always a chance. I do very much still like the TeamSpirit draft, but how are you feeling about the way this game is playing out? You think Mind Games have a shot?
No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I think that this game is still so difficult right now. Like they need Ankrad to be like the most annoying puck on the
Dire's
planet.
middle tower
And
is under attack.
there's some good parts of this game because there's no hex, right? Like at least that's not there. But there's still so many ways and annoying tools they have versus him. They obviously have like the instant ancient seal. Avalanche even can cover you on certain situations, making things pretty difficult. Such a wide range. Like you try and hide away into the trees or something off a waning rift, right? And this guy just like blinks over and throws an avalanche in there.
A gift from the
Yeah, that part is
tempest of
super
battle.
annoying.
It's not going to be very easy. And he needs so many items, and he's still just that Witchblade blink.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, the Puck's farm is definitely not where it needs to be, and timing wise, I mean, it's just been such a uphill battle for him since the laning stage, basically. But again, we do have some interesting things coming up. The butterfly, like we talked about for Dusa, one more component, 500 gold away, and we'll see if TeamSpirit give him the time to get into that. There's a chance that
I mean,
they
that
get
is huge. Yeah, that's gonna be absolutely massive. It's so long before there's gonna be any sort of an MKB on the Ursa. As he, you know, he has core items that he needs, and he's now just finished them up. He's got his Diffusal, his Blink, his BKB, so he's right now start building into
Radiant's
that.
bottom tower is under attack.
There is that one other interesting
Radiant's
side of Ursa too, though, that when he misses his attacks, he doesn't lose the overpowered stacks. So he's still going to have the crazy attack speed regardless, but you know, there might be more time where you can, you know, get off the damage that you need to on the Medusa. We'll see. So Butterfly, Manta, and Dragonlance, while Ankrad trying to get in towards the Yules.
Is under attack.
And Veno, Shard on his mind. Petashara needing to hold out. And if they can
He's
kill,
been thinking about that for a while. It is a really good Shard game.
that's true.
Like, excellent. Tiny, Ursa, even just like the Timber, like there's probably a good chance you hit multiple targets, assuming you're not the first one
Radiant's
jumped on.
bottom tower is under
And then
attack.
it's really the key. Like that's part of why you
Radiant's
counter
bottom
out
tower has fallen.
Ursa. It's trying to control him during the fights through the massive wards.
Yeah.
Dire's
In the
top
meantime, though,
tower
Team
is
Spirit
under
did
attack.
manage to claim tier 2 bottom and now take over that outpost. And now looking to clear out the map of all of Mind Games. Are they going to look for a fight themselves? I don't think so, but they're heading back this way into their own triangle.
This is part of the reason why I think Clockwerk is one of the best fives right now, because not many fives can actually just like force fights when you really need to. Like when you see a situation of just like oh, like their Aegis is down, now's a good time for us to fight, sort of stuff. That is something that Clockwerk can do for you.
Radiant's middle
Unfortunately,
tower
this is
under
not one of those
attack.
situations. So players are kind of like on his own. Everyone else is trying to farm. He's hoping to like flare back a couple waves. But when they see that time, you know, maybe it's like Scotty on Medusa. If they actually want to take a fight outside their base, it is really good that they have someone like Clockwerk, because
Dire's
he's not
top tower
necessarily
is
a
under
great
attack.
high ground defender. You can get some pretty good angles in terms of like hook shots and cog pushes into the base maybe. But that other aspect of being behind, he does cover pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, that part is definitely
Radiant's
nice.
middle tower
And
is
flaring
under
Roche.
attack.
That's always nice.
Is mine.
Yeah, the vision can't be overstated enough. And I kind of am wondering, based upon the position of Team Spirit, if they're respecting that potential.
Dire's top tower
Shot
is
in.
under
Okay.
attack.
Ankrats there too. Doesn't jaunt, but they have the coil, and now trying to get away. Slayer yield gets out of there for a moment, but immediately dies. Yatoro, they jump, they find them all. Need to pop the ulti, get the heck out of dodge. 3 are already dead. Veno did not get a spell off. Yikes.
Ankrad went full panic mode. He barely gets that check.
Jeez.
That was a bit rough. Yeah, losing the Veno as well kind of stinks. But the Aegis isn't up, and you've got their gem. That's not that bad.
Okay. Buying time. And Team Spirit don't have great tower push, at least until Tiny finishes the Moon Shard, which he's working on right now.
Sorry,
Dire's
sir.
top
They have the
tower is under
flamethrower.
attack.
You're a little.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, please. Put some respect
Radiant's
on
top
Timber
tower
Shard.
is under attack.
Dude, but
Radiant's top
like
tower
late game
has
Tiny
fallen.
DD is just devastating. And they just got that. That might be
Yeah, it
everybody
turns
dead.
out that he has really high bonus damage. Which
Base
is
damage.
labeled bonus damage, but it's called but from Grow it says
Radiant's
bonus
middle tower
damage.
is under attack.
Oh,
So it's kind of funny, but yeah, it's base damage. But yeah, his DD's nasty.
Hook shot. Finds him. Calls to push back.
Yeah, sure. Send me back. I'll be here.
All right. Coil afterwards. Petashara has
he did
one
it.
more charge of Spirit Vessel. Oh my god, he got out. Dude,
That was so good.
It's so ridiculous, but I think he might still die to this. Collapse, gets chased down, calls pushback, and will die. So in spite of the Yule's trick to get out of coil, it's still not enough to get him away.
For the uninitiated, I know many of you know, but I'm sure there's someone out there who doesn't. Basically, when you're coiled by Puck, if you go right to the very edge of the limit of the coil and you use your Yules, you actually spin in a small circle. And if while you're Yules, that small circle spins you outside of the coil where it would theoretically snap, it essentially snaps you while you're invulnerable. And then it's like the coil didn't matter. So it's pretty cool. But it's very tough to pull off because the window, like the little orbit of that spin is not that big.
Yeah, it's a pretty high skill little trick to try and pull together. Dude, this is a quick Roche. Oh my God, Mind Games, are they gonna get this? Dude, they have to drop a ward. Drop a ward into the pit. Drop one, go check it out. Go see if it's there.
Dire's middle tower.
The pig.
Oh, Big Gnome.
Big Gnome knows. Dude, Big Gnome has had 22 deaths in this series. But this man just made the biggest play. He pinged Roche to check it, and they are going to get a free Aghanim Scepter.
He's an expert at respawning.
Radiant
That's right, exactly.
He knows when Roche comes back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh my God, they get the tier 1 tower mid,
Dire's
and they're
middle
going to get an
tower has
Aegis with an Aghanim Scepter. This is huge. This might actually tilt
Roshan
it.
has fallen to the Radiant.
All right, listen here, Mind Games. My kids are having an ice cream party upstairs, and I want ice cream. So you better win this game if you're delaying it right now, all right? I have a vested interest. If we're going late, at least win. Come on.
We'll see if they can do it. MKB is done on the Ursa. And they have the Aghanim Scepter on Veno. So shorter duration. Wait, is that still what it does? It's the, yeah, it reduces the cooldown and adds some extra damage. This is an interesting one.
He's one of the last ones, you know. Waiting.
Dire's top tower is
That
under
is true. I
attack.
wasn't even thinking about that as a consideration in terms of what was going to happen if they managed to get a
Dire's
Roche.
top tower
Definitely better
has
than
fallen.
Refresher for this team.
Yes.
That is interesting, though, that they
Radiant's
chose him. I
middle
definitely
tower
agree
is
because of
under
the percent. The percent base damage is pretty insane considering there's a Tiny
find-
and a Timber.
They find the Aegis right at the start. Don't know if that's who they want to go on. They pop Stone Gates. Turn. Round 2 of this, they're going to need to go in for the battle. Ankrat jumps forward. Hook shot. Calls. Pushback. Timber trying to find the backline. Medusa being zoned out. Gets the ulti off in the end. Tito still trying to stand toe-to-toe, but gets dismantled by Yadro. And Big Gnome now also in trouble with the double chakram through. Don't worry, we were only kidding. They are too strong on TSpirit. They kill 4 and only lose the Disruptor.
Give it that poison damage.
True.
He was struggling. This is why you saw him having the shard and the blink queued up for so long, because he just can't get off a good ulti right now. You can hit multiple heroes. There is a lot of potential there, but yeah, the fight just doesn't start in a great way for them. Like the positioning of Medusa just seems sort of like stuck in the middle of everything, and the help not being there. It's still a very hard game for them, but they have more chances. The game's definitely not over, like you said before. The pushing power isn't really that incredible from TSpirit. Then I was gonna like march down. Well, you know, actually, Tiny has a moon shard, so if they want to fight closer to your base, we are at that point actually.
Oh,
he's going for the brooch.
Revenant brooch.
The
Okay.
he bought a witch blade at 32
Radiant's
and a half
middle
minutes.
tower has fallen.
Oh, it's the True Strike, huh? That's what he's
Radiant's
going
top
for with
tower
it.
is under
That's
attack.
cool.
Interesting. So the next 5 attacks after you proc Revenant's Brooch have True Strike and also deal magic damage. So
Dude, with the moon shard and being done,
Yeah.
that's actually sick.
it's kind of insane. Oh man, yeah, Medusa's gonna get melted. This poor butterfly. It looked so good in the moment, and now it hurts.
Now, maybe in a brooch, yeah.
Dang. Well, grouped together with the exception of Toronto Tokyo, TSpirit are going to start heading down this top lane here. Hook shot finds the back lines. It's on to Mira. Can they kill him though? 4 step away, fine. Dino chases in Maposhka. They bring down 1. Can they get any more afterwards? They kill the clock. Toronto Tokyo in the meantime takes down Medusa. It is a lot of damage, but I don't think they can get the kill onto him here. Ankrat. BKB fine. Meanwhile, Dawnbreaker ulti in, not going to be enough. He gets him out. Dino's still chased, in trouble. The Ursa right on top. Dawnbreaker tries to stop with the Starbreaker. Spider likes to escape, but Chakram is still pretty good. Collapse is going to chase him into the trees. Finds him with a triple kill. Collapse has been immaculate. This game number 2. Just a fabulous performance on this Timber.
Yeah, it's actually true. We haven't really gotten a lot of chances to mention just how steady he's been. Like farming up like crazy in the early game. He's now on top of the board again. Ankrat continues to try and do everything he can in this match.
They got vision.
But,
do they want to glimpse him? Nah, not going to do it. Right.
Now they will.
Ankrat, what are you doing, man? Oh, he glimpsed it back over there. All right.
Yeah, unfortunately the timing not quite there. have to sort of just take a shot at, knowing that puck's going to be moving away from you pretty fast. You're not going to have the range for very long for the glimpse. Oh yeah, I mean, Tiny did die, so that's good. Because of the deficit, it's actually not that bad. Despite it being a 4-for-1, it was only a 1,200 gold exchange. And they actually got 4,400 experience on puck, which is kind of crazy. So that will put him closer and closer to 25. It's still a ways away. Still going to need a few more comeback kills to get there. That's a fire-flying Timber.
Yeah, he goes a ways. That Timber chain range is no joke.
Man, Petushar needs this blink. I really feel like they just have to get some just dumb Veno ultis. Is going to be a real big key to this, right?
Yeah. He did just get 18 now, too. Which is very important. Lowered cooldown. Get that extra damage, 4.5%.
And of course, the 20 and 25 talents, you can both go for some Poison Nova stuff as well. So
that's true.
The more XP, the better.
That attack
just need a 30. What was it? 30% bonus XP, level 10 talent. Just bring that back.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Maybe a reduced respawn timer.
Toronto Tokyo. Oh no, they have collapsed. I thought he was alone. There's no way they get the kill on either of those two. They need everybody.
I don't like where we're going here. My games. Where are you guys going?
Regroup. Well, Petushar dies.
He did not hide.
Yeah, they just run at him, and it's pretty easy to get a quick blow up there. Damn.
Look how much health he lost though.
Yeah.
He's down to 2,100 HP after that. Let's go and hit some ancients, get his health back.
Got Titanic. He's good to go. Turn. Silence. And Ankrad. Do they find him? Has Blink? No. Oh my god. Oh jeez.
He
almost got him. Oh jeez. Yeah, very scary stuff. Okay. Well,
next Roche, is that where we're at now?
It seems like it. Again, not wanting to, they're respecting the potential of mind games. You know, you got a Deuce on your team. You got to be careful.
What is you going for next, BKB? Yeah, for sure. Just have a chance to actually use your damage in these fights. Again, I'm gonna hammer away, but he's looking about as good as the new Thor movie, from what I understand.
Good deep cut right there. That hurts. But can't say you're wrong. Toronto Tokyo. That was Aeon Disc, if I'm not mistaken. Ankrad TP's out.
Good call. Nice good call. Good no John.
That was a cool play.
Yeah, he was dead. John over there.
I like the fake out though, to throw the orb, and then they think that, and then you're like TPing while the orb's still going. Neat.
Well, class mad though. He's just bought a scythe.
Oh god, no. This is so strong.
Toronto Tokyo? He has just been on this part of the map and finding heroes for what feels like 5 minutes.
Wait a minute. Toronto Tokyo trying to get out of there. And it looks like he's going to. So that's BKB down.
He's chasing Petushar in this.
Petushar trying to run. The noise and sting slow. The Veno ulti. Mystic Flare. Drop down dead. They lose the Veno again.
Poor Petushar.
Yeah.
He's like, I thought I was supposed to counter the bear. What's going on? How come he just keeps killing me over and over and over again?
That's a problem, isn't it? They just do so much damage. I think that Toronto Tokyo has the Satanic done now too. You know what they might just be waiting for DD. Like not a DD. Like if they get DD on Tiny, he can go up and like, you know, kill these buildings very rapidly.
Well, they have 3 Yuleses, so
Gold
that's true.
And sweet.
That's fair.
Might put a bit of a problem in that plan.
21,000 gold lead
the
and quick Roche there.
All right, flare duration here. What is it these days? 6 seconds? Okay, he's not gonna see it. We got 1 more second. Fire it in there. Line up nicely. Shoot, here it comes. Oh, you notice that?
What's that?
Smoke.
Time is
Veno.
nigh.
Yeah. Veno still no blink. I would be selling items for blink right now.
Gotta waddle his way in.
Yeah.
He's had the Philosopher's Stone. He needs to switch back into
Yeah,
Electric.
Is under attack.
You can put the tumbler toy in, just get some movement.
Oh, the 4 Avalanche gets caught there. That one is a rough one. Gem checking for vision. Oh,
Tiny
dude, put the
illusions?
blaster again.
Dire's middle tower is
Send
under
in one
attack.
illusion. They have a ward. They know it's illusion.
Radiant's top tower
Okay.
is under attack.
Telescope, getting some items. But look at Toronto Tokyo. He's going to force them back. If they
Radiant's
don't
top
come back
tower
home,
is
they are
under
going to
attack.
lose buildings very quickly up in high
Radiant's
ground.
top tower has fallen.
Timbersaw putting him in a positional checkmate chokehold. And yes, that is a building
Radiant
dropping
structures
very
are
quickly.
fortified.
Y'all need to
Yeah.
TP home. Hello?
Radiant's
there?
middle tower
Tiny.
is under attack.
It happened very rapidly. Double chakra. Oh, the Andis. And now Disruptor will be down. Yule Scepter keeping him alive. But Penachar is already dead. Has to buy back now. A shot. Finds Yadaro. Cogs push back. Dino tries to buy a little time. Needs to back out and get away. The DOT still coming out though. It's not too bad. The slow with the Veno and the Scotty is very nice on the Toronto Tokyo, but the Hex is there. And Collapse looking to play cleanup. Can he bring him down? Burning the snake. They're all dropping one by one. They won't lose a single hero.
Radiant's top tower
Team
has
Spirit,
fallen.
when they decide to fight, they're just too strong.
They look so good.
GG.
Oh, Team Spirit. You know, had a bit of a rough start to some parts of the season. Like right before the actual DPC started, they were looking like a little bit shaky. Everyone's like, oh, reigning champs. But